Hello and welcome back to From a Head Teacher's Perspective with me, Paul Urry. As leaders move closer to headship, they step into roles where their personal convictions meet the collective identity of a whole school. In this space, alignment between personal values and organisational ethos becomes essential, not optional. A misalignment between what a leader believes and what a school stands for can quietly erode energy, clarity, and joy. Conversely, when values and ethos harmonize, leadership feels purposeful, relationships strengthen, and vision comes alive. This unit explores how leaders discern, align, and sustain that connection between self and school, creating authenticity, coherence, and culture that lasts. 1. Understanding ethos. Ethos is the soul of a school, the unspoken feeling that greets you when you walk in through the door. It is shaped by thousands of daily interactions, the tone of communication, the quality of relationships, and the consistency of expectations. Unlike a vision statement, which describes aspiration, ethos reveals reality. It is how things are done around here. As a future head, your task is to both read and shape ethos, to understand the culture you inherit, and to nurture the one you wish to build. This begins with self-awareness, knowing who you are and what you bring. Before you can lead a culture, you must know what you contribute to it. Some reflections. How would you describe the ethos in your current school in 3 words? What specific behaviours or routines express that ethos most clearly? How closely does it reflect your personal values? 2. The interplay between self and system. Every leader influences culture, but culture also influences every leader. Entering headship means stepping into a living system, one with established traditions, relationships, and histories. Some will align beautifully with your beliefs. Others may jar or surprise you. The key is not to impose your personality, but to integrate your principles with the school's story. Alignment is not about cloning, it's about connection. A wise leader seeks resonance rather than uniformity. They will ask, how can my convictions strengthen what is already good here? What aspects of the school's ethos needs renewal or re-emphasis? How can you honour the past while leading into the future? Some reflections. What part of your leadership style fits naturally with this culture? What values might you need to model more explicitly to shift it positively? 3. When values and ethos align, when personal and organisational values align, something really powerful happens. Leadership becomes effortless, communication becomes authentic, and decisions feel instinctive. Alignment builds trust because people experience consistency between what a leader says and what the organisation does. Staff feel clarity, pupils feel stability, governors see coherence. Leaders in alignment often describe a sense of flow, the feeling that their work and identity reinforce one another rather than compete. It doesn't mean life is easy. It means purpose and environment are pulling in the same direction. Some signs of alignment. You can articulate how your values show up in daily practice. You feel energized, not drained, by your environment. Your language naturally mirrors the ethos of the school. You find it easier to make decisions that feel right, not just rational. Alignment is when who you are, what you believe, and what you do all point in the same direction. 4. When values and ethos diverge. Sometimes, however, a leader's values and a school's ethos do not align, and that misalignment can be deeply unsettling. It may begin subtly, an unease in meetings, frustration at decisions that feel contrary to your principles, or a growing sense that your efforts are misunderstood. Left unchecked, misalignment can lead to cynicism or burnout. Recognizing dissonance early allows leaders to respond with reflection, not resentment. The goal is not immediate change, but honest awareness. Some possible responses. Dialogue. Seek conversations before conclusion. Ask questions, share perceptions, and listen for intent. Influence. Model the culture you wish to see. Small, consistent actions can shift ethos more effectively than slogans. Discernment. If deep values repeatedly clash, consider whether the setting still enables your best leadership. Sometimes the most ethical choices is to lead elsewhere. Some reflections. Where do you feel friction between your beliefs and the school's norms? How might you address that tension respectfully but truthfully? What have you learned about the type of culture that you thrive in? 5. Building cultural coherence. A coherent culture doesn't mean everyone thinks alike. It means everyone understands the shared purpose. For a head teacher, the task is to ensure that ethos is not confined to words on a website, but lived through curriculum, behaviour, and relationships. Cultural coherence requires clarity in 3 domains. 1. Language. Define the values that matter and use them consistently in communication. 2. Behaviour. Model those values through daily actions. People believe what they see. And 3. Systems. Align policies, meetings, and routines with the school's declared ethos. When systems contradict stated values, credibility fractures. For example, a school that values well-being but schedules meetings late into the evening sends mixed messages. True alignment makes the implicit explicit. The culture is visible everywhere. Some reflections. What systems in your current role already reinforce the school's values? Which practices might undermine them, even unintentionally? How can you ensure that your leadership behaviours and decisions embody coherence? 6. The ethical responsibility of fit. As you move towards headship interviews, the idea of fit will often surface, whether a leader is the right person for a particular school. It is tempting to interpret fit as style or personality, but in truth it is about ethos and ethics. Fit does not mean comfort. It means integrity in the mutual recognition that the school's mission and the leader's purpose can grow together. During recruitment, candidates sometimes adapt their language to please panels, only to discover later that the culture was misaligned. A more courageous approach is to be transparent about what you believe and to ask searching questions about the school's lived values. Leadership alignment begins with honesty, yours and theirs. Some reflections. What kind of ethos enables you to lead most authentically? What non-negotiable values would you need to see in any school that you lead? How can you articulate your beliefs confidently without sounding rigid? 7. Sustaining alignment over time. Alignment is not a one-time achievement, but a continual practice. Schools evolve, context shifts, and external pressures challenge internal coherence. The moral work of headship is to keep recalibrating, to hold the compass steady whilst navigating change. Sustaining alignment requires reflection, regular reviewing whether your actions still express your purpose. Dialogue, keeping open communication with staff and governors without values in practice. Adaptability, recognizing when growth requires subtle shifts, not rigid preservation. Integrity, ensuring that adjustments never compromise fundamental beliefs. When leaders continually realign purpose with practice, they prevent drift. They keep ethos alive, not as a static heritage, but as a living force shaping the school's daily experience. Some reflections. How do you maintain self-awareness when school pressures intensify? Who or what helps you stay grounded in your principles? How might you lead a culture of alignment, not just personally authenticity? 8. Reflection and application. Take 15 minutes to complete this reflective exercise. Step 1. List the 5 words that best describe your personal ethos as a leader. Step 2. List the 5 words that best describe your school's current ethos. Step 3. Compare them. Where do they align? Where do they diverge? Step 4. Write 3 specific actions you could take to bring them closer. Finally, craft a short reflection. When your values and my school ethos align, I feel. When they don't, I notice. To stay authentic, I will. Display this reflection somewhere you can revisit it. Use it as a personal compass when leadership decisions feel blurred by competing priorities. A closing thought. Headship magnifies who you already are. If your leadership is grounded in clear values and aligned with an ethos you believe in, it becomes a force of coherence and hope. But alignment is not accidental. It is cultivated. It is the daily discipline of ensuring that belief and behavior, conviction and culture, heart and habit all move in the same direction. As you prepare to lead a whole school, remember your authenticity will not just influence ethos. It is the ethos that you must describe. You are the person where personal purpose and organizational aspects must become indistinguishable. Be the culture you wish to create. The accompanying workbook supports this reflective work, guiding you to articulate your values, shape your leadership purpose. Used thoughtfully, it becomes a tool for grounding your leadership in conviction, ensuring that as roles change, the heart of your leadership remains clear and consistent. Please do take that time for self or even group reflection. And until next time, thank you and goodbye.